Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This video is dedicated to my current favorite drugstore beauty products. Now you know my philosophy is that if you want to pay good money for luxury cosmetics and skincare, if you're buying a product that you truly love and that you truly think is the best option for you out there, go for it. But at the same time, I think it's kind of silly to spend more money than you need to. And in a lot of cases, particularly when we're talking about color cosmetics, you know, lipsticks, eyeshadow, blush, that kind of thing, you really don't have to spend a lot of money to get good products. But like with anything, there are some real awesome products at the drugstore and there's some real not so awesome products at the drugstore. So let's get started in no particular order. I have so much stuff spread out here. I'm probably not even going to get to all of it, but first off, okay, Maybelline Baby Skin. This is a silicone-based primer that is a really good substitute for, what's the one? Smashbox Photo Finish. It is a thin, clear, kind of gel consistency primer that fills in small imperfections like visible pores, fine lines, wrinkles, you know, if you have any like uneven texture. It does a really good job of filling those in, and a little bit goes a long way. So really the only way that I have trouble with this is if I accidentally put too much on, and that actually happened to me this morning. I put way too much on, and then halfway through the day I was going, why is my face so greasy? And I realized that my makeup was sliding around because I overdid it here. So you get a 20 milliliter tube. That's I can't read. I think that says 0.67 fluid ounces. And again, this is a drugstore product. You pay about $6 for it, and it lasts a long time. It doesn't look like a big tube, but when you're only using a smidgerino, it really will last you for quite a long time. Next, you can see that this has gotten so much love that the packaging is kind of no longer readable. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind. It's a dark circle eraser and corrector. They call it a treatment concealer. And you twist up the base and the good stuff comes out of the sponge and you can just dab it on. And I really like this applicator because the sponge kind of helps you bounce the product into your skin without pulling it with a brush. So this is good. This is a really good option. It's a very thin product, so it's not going to add a lot of thickness or weight or just make you look cakey, which I really appreciate. So if you're looking for an under eye concealer, this is a good option. However, if you are as pale as I am, you're going to have a hard time finding a concealer that's light enough. So that's why after I use this, I go over it with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Chantilly, which is right here. It's lighter, so it kind of helps me with my illuminating. But the Maybelline, if you have skin that's in any way darker than mine, you probably won't need to put a second concealer over it. Okay, here's another one that's gotten a lot of love. Revlon, it's coming apart. Revlon Brow Fantasy. It's a brow pencil with a gel, tinted gel. Now, as you can see, I am down to a little nubbin on the pencil side, but my gel has barely been touched. And again, that's because I don't have a lot of eyebrow hairs. I have almost none, actually. So most of my eyebrows are not, they're just drawn on. I get to have new eyebrows every day. So I don't use the gel because I find that the gel, it looks kind of weird if you just have the gel like here and then nothing. It just looks kind of silly. But if you have fuller brows, it's a good way to kind of add a hint of color and to just keep your brow hairs laying flat where you want them to be. Now, the only thing I don't like about this, and let me see if I can, yes, here, take a look at this. When you go to sharpen it, when you get down this low, it doesn't fit in the sharpener anymore. So I kind of feel like after tomorrow, I'm going to have to buy a new pencil. So I think in the future, what I'll do is probably just get the plain pencil as opposed to the one with the gel in it. It was just kind of, you know, it was one of those days when I got this a couple weeks ago where I just really needed a brow pencil and I grabbed it, and I wasn't really thinking about the fact that I don't need brow gel. All right, moving on. let's talk about hard candy liquid liners. Now, they make several styles of liquid liners. They have the ones with the brush, and they also have the magic marker style, which these are the ones that I like. Obviously, I have black and brown, and those are the only two colors that are available, at least at my Walmart, and hard candy is exclusive to Walmart. I wish they had like a purple, a green, a blue. It is possible that they do, but they just don't sell it at my Walmart. I don't really know. But what I like about this is that the tip is very fine. So it gives you a lot of control, and it lets you have really thin, pointed ends to your wings. And the color is pretty opaque, so you don't have to go over it and over it and over it. Now, this thing it dries almost instantly, and it is extremely tenacious and waterproof. And even if I use an oil-based remover, I have to make sure that I really rub like right in between my lashes, because this stuff is not playing around. Like, once you put it on, it is budge proof. That's kind of the only drawback, especially if you're, trying to do a winged eye, and maybe, you get like one eye is higher than the other, and you're trying to kind of fix it, and it can all go south real quick. So just keep some makeup wipes on hand. And what I do is I'll dip a angled brow brush, like I'll not dip it, but I'll swipe it on a makeup wipe just to pick a tad of the remover. And then I'll kind of like neaten up my wing if I need to. But if you're looking for, and how much were these? They were like $4, $3, something crazy cheap. If you're looking for a good magic marker style liquid liner that really does stay put, it doesn't budge, it doesn't transfer to your eyelids, it's not going to sweat away, go for it. It also has a serum in it that's supposed to help your eyelashes grow. I haven't really been paying attention to if it's doing anything or not, because that's not a major concern of mine. So I just want it to look nice as a liner, and it does. Okay, NYX. This is the NYX Wonder Pencil, and it is a concealer on a stick. It's a concealer pencil. Now, this is nothing really new or revolutionary, but it's NYX, so it's cheap. Or excuse me, is it NYX? Yeah, it's NYX. And basically, you can use this to spot conceal, like if you have like a little tiny zit, and you don't want to have so much concealer like around the imperfection where you don't need it, if you kind of want to spot cover. Or you can also use this as a nude eyeliner for your waterline. Some people really like to do that. They don't like to wear white there or black. They prefer nude with some super bright looks where they think that the black or the white would just kind of detract from the overall look. So this was only a couple bucks. I believe I got this at Target. As you can see, I've had it for a while, so it is looking kind of busted. But again, it's easy to find. There's a lot of companies that put out chubby sticks, like that look, a chubby stick. They kind of look like this, that are a primer / concealer shade. But because they're a chubby stick, you can't really get into tight places like right in the corner of your eyes without getting the product everywhere. So I do appreciate the precision of having it in a small pencil. All right, moving on to brushes. I just made a video about this, y'all. The Flower Powder Brush. This thing is awesome. Today I went out and I got another flower brush. This is the Angled Brow Brush. This is Drew Barrymore's brand. I believe it's also exclusive to Walmart. Now, this powder brush was about $12. This was about $7. It was like $7.50, something like that. Why do I love these? Well, why don't I love them? First off, they're really cool looking. They look very high end, but they're not. But not only do they look high end, they feel high end. I wish you could reach through and just pet the top of this brush. It is like baby skin. Not like I go around touching babies. That would be weird, But it's just incredibly soft and smooth. It's amazing. And I have English. I have also talked about how I enjoy the handle shape here so that it's easy to rest your thumb kind of near the brush head if you're doing buffing, like putting bronzer on or something. You can also move your hand back here more for like blending away your bake or just kind of blending everything together when you don't want to have pressure on your skin. And the brow pencil has the same dealy whacker. It's harder to see just because it's thinner, but it has that same tapered handle. So here, if you're using it for like eyeliner, you can really get your thumb in there or your middle finger, and you can just, and also at the end, although I don't really know why you would want to hold an angled brush there, but if you do, it's easy to do with this brush. Now, the bristles are like with the powder brush, they're super soft, but these are very tightly packed. Can you see that it's not super floppy? The brushes are not, the bristles, those things, the hair are not splaying out and kind of just going on vacation, so that you can really use this to apply your gel eyeliner or your brow product, or, you know, I put concealer under my brows, and it's really easy to get that fine, thin line without product going where you don't want it to go. So this lets you be very precise, but it's also comfortable on your skin. It has that perfect balance of precision, but also comfort. So it's not, you know, sometimes you buy a brush and it almost feels hard, like, oh, I'm going to stab myself with this. They nailed this. I don't know how. Unicorn blood? Possibly, but it's awesome. Some other brushes that I like. This is a set, actually, from Real Techniques. There's 4. Real Techniques makes a couple sets, but there's 4 of them here. I got these at Walgreens, I think. And they all have the orange metal body, and then they have a rubberized handle, like, end. So if you are using this either on someone else, or if you want to put your hand there to apply something to your own face, it's very easy to hold without dropping it. You know, you're not going to like squeeze it too hard and it kind of spurts out of your hand. So in this particular set, they're calling this a concealer brush. You could also use it as a small flat foundation brush. It does have a kind of a neat shape where it's got like a super point on it. So if you want to apply concealer and reach the inner corner of your eye, this brush makes it possible to do that. Then we have the lip brush, which is almost identical to this. It's just smaller. So it has that same tapered shape. So this is really good. I use it when I apply a liquid lipstick and then I need to like tidy up the edges. This is really, really good. Then we have the highlighting brush. Very soft dome. And again, it makes it very easy to just, I use this for contouring actually, because it's very easy to control, and the point lets you apply stuff right where you want it, but it's not so pointy that you get this hard line that's hard to blend. So it's a perfect balance, again, of precision, but also subtlety. And then finally, the buffer brush or complexion brush. This one, it's also soft, and the bristles are pretty tightly packed in there. So if you do want to buff in foundation, you could do it with this brush kind of as a substitute for a kabuki brush. Do I have a kabuki brush? I do. I just don't know. I don't quite know where it is right now because it's so small. I have like one of those little mini ones. I don't know where it is. Anyway, now the cool thing about this set is that it comes in a folio like so. It comes in this white leatherette folio with a Velcro closure on it. So for travel, and then you open it up and there's your spots for your brushes. And the spots are big enough that you can put other brushes in there too. You could put, you know, maybe not your whole brush collection if it's as big as mine is, but you could just, if you were going to travel, you could put some more stuff in here. And the coolest part about this is it's also a stand. So when you want to convert it, you just bend it over backwards, and then you take this cord and you kind of just pull the plastic dealy whacker down. So you have a stand now for your brushes. So this is normally how I store them. I just put them on my little makeup table like that. That way your brushes are all ready to go. They're not rolling around in a drawer somewhere. It keeps the bristles nice and neat. It's easy to see what you have. I like it. And the whole set, I think it was like 12 bucks at Walgreens. It could have been a little less even. Very, very economical. So that's Real Techniques. And they have several other sets as well too, including a set that has shorter handles on it, which is intended for travel. So kind of cool. Okay, mascara. Now mascara is one of these things where everybody has an opinion and almost nobody agrees. So normally my go-to holy grail mascara is Lancome Definitiles. My kind of second option is CoverGirl Clump Crusher, and this is the version, the iteration of it that also has fibers in it for length. Now, the reason that I like this is because it really is a clump crusher. This mascara does not clump, and it's because not only of the formulation, but it's just because of the way the brush is. It's like some kind of neat little, like, it's got the half moon shape to it, but there's something about the way the bristles are spaced on it that just means you really have to work to get clumps out of this thing. So because this is so much more affordable, it's like $4.95 or whatnot. I tend to use this when I'm going to put on false lashes because I don't see really a need to use the super expensive mascara if I'm putting lashes on anyway, if that makes sense. I like to make my luxury products last as long as possible. So that's why I do also have this out at all times. If you're going to just wear this on its own, it's good for casual wear. It is not going to give you super mega volume or super mega length, but it's just going to give you dark, separated lashes. So it's simple, it's affordable, and it's a good basic bet. Okay? Next. Okay, Maybelline Mineral Power Finishing Veil. That label's kind of hard to read, I know. But basically, it's a translucent setting powder. It comes in a sifter jar, so you just kind of shake it up, open it up, and dip your brush into the cap. They have a whole line of mineral makeup now. And they have tinted powders, and they also have the translucent, which is what I got. This is a good all-around setting powder. You could bake with it. You can just use it to set your foundation. You know, it's just a good, basic, translucent powder. I know that a lot of people are dedicated to powders like the Laura Mercier one, the NARS one, which I do admittedly like. But honestly, you don't need to spend that much money. I really don't think you do. You just, I use it with my, where'd you go? I use it with this brush now and just go, and it works wonderfully. So this was like $7 or $8. Okay, lipstick. Revlon Ultra HD Matte Liquid Lip. And this is, the shade is Passion. So it's kind of, it's a blue toned red, basically. Like a deep, I don't know, I was going to say magenta, but it's really more of a cool berry red. And it's matte. It is ultra coverage. You don't have to put on 3 coats to get your lips covered. The only thing to warn you about with this is it is not long wearing, despite the fact that it is a liquid lipstick. So it's not going to dry down completely and, you know, last through you having a snack or kissing people on the cheek or whatever. This will transfer. So if you really need to have something on your lips that is a long wearing formula, this is not your best bet. But if you like the feel and the lightness of a liquid lipstick, and you know, Revlon, they always have really, I think that their lipsticks are usually, they have pretty good pigmentation on them. This is an excellent bet. I can't remember if this has a smell or not. Let's find out. It does. It smells a little bit sweet, but it's not overpowering. It's not like you're putting perfume on your lips. And you know, we have a doe foot applicator. It's a double-sided doe foot, so that kind of makes it easy to just swab-a-rooney. And it's kind of flat too, so you could stick it in your purse or pocket. And, you know, I don't know why you'd want to keep lipstick in your pocket really, but if you do, you can do it with this. One more. Let's do one more. Okay, Revlon Photo Ready BB Cream. Now, I have a love-hate relationship with the Photo Ready line. I hate the foundation. I think I mentioned this in a video a while ago. I really don't like the foundation because there's chunks of glitter in it. And if you have large pores, if you have any fine lines at all, if you have any imperfections or unevenness or texture, that glitter is going to make them more obvious, not less. The idea behind the Photo Ready line was that it would kind of be, the foundations would kind of be illuminating, but they would also kind of blur imperfections, but they actually draw attention to them. In my opinion, if you have a different skin type, you might feel differently, but they're not for me. The BB cream, however, is a good basic BB cream, and I like it because it has SPF 30. Usually when you buy a foundation or a cream that has SPF in it, you're going to get SPF 15. This has twice as that much. So if you just need to rub something on your face real quick that is going to just kind of make your skin look more even toned, and then you need to go out and run errands or go out and work in the yard or whatnot, this is a really good basic option. I do not find that it calls a lot of attention to the flaws in my skin. but it does give you a slightly dewy finish. So if you really do have very oily skin, you're probably going to find that you want a dust translucent powder over this. Otherwise, you might find that you look a little shiny. If you have normal skin to combination skin or dry skin, you probably would not even have to do that. So anyway, I do like it. I don't reach for it very much anymore, but that's because lately I haven't really been wearing BB cream. But as you can see, I just bought, this bottle is almost new, so I'm going to keep using it. Might take me a while, but I will eventually get around to it. I have so many more products here. I could keep talking all night. Good Lord. Let's do one more. I know I said I was only going to do one more, but I lied. So here's the last one. I promise this is the last one. So NYX Cosmetics Shine in a Minute Nail Polish. It dries in a minute. It really does dry in a minute. Now, this shade is called Fashion Safari. It's a beige. It's a pinky beige though, so it doesn't make you look, it doesn't make your hands look dead. It just makes them look very, it's neutral. You know, it's better than having bare nails if you don't like the bare nailed look, or if you have any like stains from other nail polish, or if you have any like, just, you know, you want to cover your nails up, you want to look a little bit more pulled together, but you don't want to risk a bright manicure or a dark manicure or pedicure, I guess, because when they chip, it just makes your whole self look sloppy. Choosing a light neutral shade is a really good option because it doesn't draw attention to your hands or your feet, but you just look more put together. This was $1.89. They have a ton of shades, a ton. The only thing is, because this is $1.89, it is not long lasting. It's gonna chip. Not the first day. I've never had this chip on the first day, but you're not going to be able to wear this for a week with no touch-ups, but that's okay, I think. I'll look at my nails like every night and I'll see, okay, if there's a little chip, maybe I could just patch it up. Otherwise, I'll just take the polish off and put on another coat. A single coat of this I also find was enough to add a light wash of color. I would probably use 2 coats to really, if you really want that opaqueness. But again, it dries in a minute, so it doesn't mean that you're adding a lot of extra time into your manicure, pedicure. They make every shade in the book too. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little tour down Drugstore Lane. Thank you for spending time with me. Thank you for watching and subscribing and thumbs upping if you like the video. That really helps me out. Thank you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video, which will probably be tomorrow. Bye!